welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I am Agam Vakil. We have seen the benchmark indices take a step backwards, with the Nifty now falling by as much as 31 points, back below the mark of 10,800 at around 10,741. Now, we've had some strength coming in through on account of the OMCs. In fact, the big three OMCs right at the top of the Nifty gaining list: Indian Oil Corp, BPCL and HPCL. And we will have Somit in a while to join us and tell us about why this surge has happened. On the losing end, we have weakness in Bharti Infratel. Dr. Reddy's looking at some more profit taking today as well, down 2%, and M&M also were weak in trade today. Let's take a look at the broader markets too. And when it comes to the Nifty 500, what we're witnessing is when it comes to this advanced decline ratio, again, it's panning out on a negative turn. We have just one gain of nearly two losers right now, and Himachal Futuristic stands out, down 6.5%. Jindal Stainless Steel is down nearly 6%. Balrampur Chini has been so volatile. Sharp up moves and down moves. Today, seeing a cut of around nearly 6%, and Jindal SAW along with Marksans Pharma also declining in trade. On the gaining end, it's Firstsource Solutions slowly becoming one of the top movers on the NSE 500 on a year-to-date basis too. It's gained another 5% today. Locked in an upper circuit for Manpasand Beverages and Vakrangi. For a change, it's an upper circuit, and Emphasis along with something like a Century Plyboard also advancing in trade today. So it's been a very quiet day of trade, and notwithstanding the Bank Nifty weekly as expiry, turnovers really haven't been up to the mark. But what are the levels that we're keeping an eye on when it comes to the benchmark indices? This is what our technical analysts are telling us. Listen in.
Markets in the past 5-6 days have made an attempt to move higher, but unfortunately we have not seen that. I'm going to turn bullish on a Nifty only if we see a 10,830 mark is broken convincingly. Other than that, it's going to be difficult to go long, in my opinion.
Exactly 1 week back, last Thursday, I had said it is sideways, and I had advised selling a 10,800 straddle, which is the call and the put. The total was around 190 that time, and now it is 48 and 85, so about 143. So it has already lost 45 points in just 1 week. And this might continue for some time, but at the same time, if someone doesn't want to trade straddle short, they can use the highs, the resistance near 10,800, 850 to go short with a 20-30 point stop loss, and on any dip near 10,730, 700, they can go long with a 20-30 point stop loss. So they play this range that way.
So what has led some strength to our markets today are OMCs. As I was just mentioning, the top three gainers on the Nifty 50 today are IOC, BPCL and HPCL. And we have Somit Sarkar joining us to give us an idea about what's buzzing in this sector. Somit.
So it was not only the oil marketing companies, in fact the aviation stocks were also trading a bit higher on today. So it was because of the lower crude price. Now we saw crude decline by around 2%, and that led to this rally in the oil marketing companies and also in Interglobe Aviation. As you can see here, Indigo, Indian Oil Corporation, HPCL and BPCL all were trading in the range of around 4 to 3%. Now for aviation stocks, fuel accounts for nearly 30% of the cost, and a lower fuel cost will obviously boost their margins. And for oil marketing companies, it is, if the crude goes down, it increases their gross marketing margin, which will in turn boost their income. So that's the reason we saw upsurge in oil marketing companies and also in aviation stocks. That is because of the crude falling around close to 2% today.
All right, so the big takeaway, of course, out there is crude falling. Thanks, Somit, for giving us those details. And of course, crude is going to be in focus for a while, not only for just OMCs and aviation space, but perhaps for the entire Indian economy. But there's another stock which did well in today's day of trade, and that's CG Power. We've had a host of upgrades coming through, and we've had some advances in CG Power there as well. So we have Yash Upadhyay joining us to give us an idea about what's really going on. Yash, what's pushed the stock for?
So there's not just one, but there are two major upgrades coming in for CG Power. So first up, we have Citi. Now they have upgraded their rating on the stock from a sell to a buy and have set a target price of 65 rupees. Now they expect the company's operational business to rebound going forward and expect their EBIT to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 20% over FY18 to FY20. Now the recent delay in the sale of its loss-making international business, they believe that is currently factored in the stock price and is amongst their top picks in the power equipment business. Next up, we're also looking at Kotak. They too have upgraded their rating on the stock from a sell to a buy and have set a target price of 66 rupees, which indicates an upside potential in excess of 20% from its previous day's close. Now they expect that the big upgrade is driven by the strength in its core business, and that the company would benefit from improving growth prospects in all of the three segments that it operates in. Not just that, they believe that the recent the delay in the sale of its international business, which was a big overhang on its earnings, that is currently factored in the stock price, and most of the negative news inflow, that too seems to be baked in the price.
Thanks, Yash, for bringing us those details. And of course, CG Power, of course, we need to wait and watch whether or not it can see further up move after we have seen some strength come through. But that's a wrap on the markets, but lots more lined up, so stay tuned in Bloomberg Quint, and we'll keep bringing you more.